Today on Living History, it's Ma Jian.
So 1998, I had a 10-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks as well. That was the first Chinese. They sent me fax. They said, Ma Jian, you come in on Wednesday, and on Friday, you play against Michael Jordan. Then the team won't release me here. The CBA won't release me here. That's kind of why I missed the opportunity to become first Chinese play the regular season.
Why?
Well, why you ask me? You should ask them.
Today on Living History, we're speaking with Ma Jian, who in 1992 became the first Chinese basketball athlete to play in the NCAA Division I. He was also one of the very early Chinese basketball players trying out for the NBA with the Phoenix Suns and LA Clippers. And as a member of a national team, he represented China at the Asian Games, where he brought home 2 championships and a gold medal. Ma Jian grew up in Shijiazhuang in Hebei province, and besides the US, his life as an athlete has taken him to the Philippines, to Beijing, and to beyond. And today, he's a well-respected basketball coach and commentator. About his incredible journey and his memories, we're very happy to talk with him today. Ma Jian, welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
So the first thing I wanted to ask you about is something that I've heard parts of the story on, but never the full story. And it was how you went to the US. Because I grew up in Germany, and when Dirk Nowitzki went to the US, to the NBA, everybody was cheering for him. It's like, wow, he's going to the big leagues, he's starting with the big dogs. And I thought you, as one of the very early Chinese basketball players, everybody in China would be cheering for you. And then people told me, that's not how it was. What was it like?
Well, just like if you want to go vacation, you want to go some trip, before you go, you need to have a plan. You need to have a, target, what you're going to do. So actually, in 1988, that was when I was 18 years old, China Basketball Association, they're hosting a coaching clinic. And I was on the China junior national team. And unfortunately, our team doing the demonstration for all the coaches. So there's 2 coaches coming from US, one from UCLA, and the other coach from University of Delaware.
That was Jim Herrick from UCLA.
Jim Herrick, yeah. So they came in, our national team coaches say, we just do the demonstration. You guys you can spend 80% your own energy just showing all the Chinese basketball coaches what you can do. Basically, it's a coaching clinic. But just like I said, anywhere you want to go, you need to have a plan, you need to have a target. Then you know what you're going to do. I got this dream when I was 16 years old. My dad is a basketball coach. I went back home. My dad said, I got a couple players, go to play in the junior national team. Then I asked my dad, can I go there? My dad said, if you're working hard enough, you should. That's why I thought, I need to go play higher basketball level. I need to set up target. I need to make my dream come true. So I set up all my basketball plan. First of all, I want to play junior national team. That was when I'm only 16 years old. Then I want to play college. I want to play national team. I want to play NBA. That's the kind of 4 steps since I was 16 years old I already set up. So 1988, when Jim Herrick come in, they look at our athletes, our teammates. We got 12 players on the court. When coaches said, our national coach said, you guys can spend 80%, I gave 110% on the court. Of course, if you play ball, you give 110%, you get 100%, you have a target, you beat everybody's up. We play one-on-one. I beat everybody's up. I dunk on the over people. Then Jim Herrick just stand up and say, he's good. Then he come to me, start talking to me. He said, you want to go to the US? I couldn't speak any English. I don't know what he's talking about. We got a translator come in. He said, Ma Jian, you want to go to UCLA? Actually, I've never been to US. I don't even know where's UCLA. Because we don't have any, college basketball. We don't have anything. Knowing NCAA. But I do know American basketball is the number 1 in the world. I do want to study I want to get education. I want to play better basketball. That's kind of why when coach asked me the moment, I told translator, yes, why not? I was only 18. So Jim Park said, okay, you call me, collect the call. Back then, we don't have a phone, telephone. So that's kind of why we started communicate. And I still don't get it back then. So why I only call him once a week, collect the call. Right now, I do know, because in the NCAA regulation, the coach can't call you because of the regulation. They can't do the recruiting like that. I can call them asking, what I want. It's not what coach want me to do. So that's, until now, that's completely changed. But back then, it's just like that. So I keep in contact from 1988. I don't have an idea. I don't know how to get out of China. I don't have a passport. So you think about it, back then, we don't even have a telephone. I can just using our team telephone call me. I was on the junior national team. I didn't play the national team. So that means before the national team, I already got the 2 schools offer from US, full scholarship. When I set up the goal and dream, I want to chasing that. I want to get it. It's not I want to wait. I don't like somebody just say, I want to go. Never prove that. I need to have action. I'm working hard every day. I want to go to the US. I want to play basketball. I want to learn. So that's kind of why I continue trying chasing the dream. Never forget, I have a good contact with Jim Park, maybe once a month, give him a call and asking, he always tell me, you need to prove your education. You need to study English. You need to pass your math test. Of course, after I know, if you go to US, you have passed your SAT test. That's kind of why in the US, NCAA is not just play basketball. It's education. You have to study. That's kind of how the story, how I started the things.
You just mentioned you grew up in Shijiazhuang in Hebei province. Not many foreigners around. No internet in 1988.
Of course, don't even have a telephone.
There you go. So how international was basketball? I mean, you said very early on your dream was to play on the national team. When did you actually discover players from the NBA? When did you realize there's a world of basketball outside of China?
Actually, in 1995, that was the first time NBA put the basketball game on CCTV sports channel. But beginning with, it's a David Stern that burned the basketball tape, gave it to CCTV5. They say, okay, that's a free charge. You guys just put on the air. That wasn't live. They just a tape. We only doing I think it's a 2 hour per week. It just highlight editing, just like a documentary, showing the past the game on CCTV. That's how I started with. I was only 15 years old. But my home, we got a TV already back then. My dad bought a TV in 1976. That was, in that area, my family is probably the first one get a television. And, this is black, white, television. But I watch NBA, I learning because I started playing basketball since I was 13 years old. Then I didn't realize that's the TV. That's the game changed my target. I look into all the NBA players play. Of course, some I don't remember the name back then, but I look in it because I was 16 years old. I can slam dunk. So I said, oh, they do these things. I can do it too. So that's why I said I need working hard. I need to chase my dream. So I play basketball every day, never stop, never take a break. And that's how I start, from the TV, I learning how to play basketball.
You just said you didn't know the names, but those were the days of Magic Johnson, of the Lakers actually ruling and the big rivalry with Boston, of course, with the Celtics. Did you have any favorite players after a while?
Back then, I don't think I realized any stars because beside the TV, there's no media coverage, no newspaper, no pictures, no names. I just watching them to play. I learning them, it's not by name. I'm learning them from the skill on the court. So that's kind of why after, NBA getting such popular, then we started, that's a Magic Johnson, that's Abdul-Jabbar, but only watching it's another life, it's a highlight. So 16 years old, under the 16 years old, I went to the junior national team. That's how I started, the getting step by step to prove my basketball level. Because in China basketball, we don't have play the seasons back then. We play 12 teams together, play a 1-week tournament in somewhere in different location. That's how we start. And we don't have a league. Back then, we just play the tournament. That's it.
When did basketball become as popular as it is today in China?
Well, I think it's just under the early 1990s. I played the 92 Barcelona Olympic after when the first dream team played the Barcelona Olympics. I think the television, broadcasting, exposure truly make the basketball really start fly.
基地传球第一个马健，马健找机会，马健的篮下活动的范围很大，他今天还是在身体不太舒服的情况下上场比赛。基地传球还是第一个马健，后转身，再准备调给中锋，
打到手腕，
打到手腕上了。这是一名很有发展前途的选手，动作比较灵活，篮下强攻投篮比较准确。 现在罚球的是马健。
And also, there's a couple of superstars, Michael Jordan. Not too many people were watching Magic Johnson back then, but Michael Jordan is a truly gold. Take basketballs off the global.
And how quickly did that develop into a massive obsession with young people in China?
Well, that's the Michael Jordan period of time. 1992 to 1995, 96 season, Michael play. I look at all the kids, a lot of people taking off their work. They just dropped out of school to watch Michael Jordan play. And also, China CCTV in 1995, I was in the US in the college. That was the first time CCTV sports channel live broadcasting NBA final. Unfortunately, I was really lucky, be the first person stand on the court doing the commentator work for CCTV 5. So I think that's the period of time that truly basketball taking off because NBA, because of Michael Jordan.
You were in China after Barcelona in 1991, 1992, around that time. At some point, you must have placed the collect call and say, I'm ready, I want to come to UCLA, to America.
Okay.
How did that go?
After I got the offer in 1988, I didn't know how to get out of China. So I was try hard using different strategy, looking for different relationship to, China is a very impersonal, the relationship, that kind of circle. I talked to my parents, I talked to my relatives. Finally, they helped me out. They talked to top the government, some officials, and they look into my story, they hear my stories. They said, the kids have a target. They had a dream. And also, China basketball, the whole team, not doing too well. Why don't give his chance? So I was kind of very lucky, a special treat, and get out of China, get approved by the Ministry of Sports. And in 1991, that was before the Olympics, I finally get approved. I can go back Shijiazhuang to get my passport.
So they had to give you permission to go.
Well, Ministry of Sports in Beijing, they need to get approved. But my passport need to get in the Shijiazhuang, in the Hebei province. So, in China, that kind of system is a central government and local government. The central government, if approved, local government will say, okay.
What was it like to actually step on the plane to go? You must have been so nervous.
Well, I have no idea. I've never been to the US. I don't speak English. And also, back then, my salary in 1992, I only make 150 RMB per month.
Wow.
It's like $15, $20 per month. But I have some bonuses. I have some friends to support me. In my pocket, I got $2,500. Then I've never been to U.S. I always watching the film or some highlights or NBA say, oh, it's like Hollywood or something.
Tell me about that. How did you imagine LA to be like? I mean, you literally went to Hollywood.
I have no idea. Actually, I just watching the pictures, from TV, and I thought, oh, maybe LA is just like all the buildings like New York. Then I get in there, I look at no, it's like a farmer. That's kind of how they be. But when I get in there, the international department from the director from UCLA, who got a couple of Chinese students, to welcome to LA. So I was kind of feel so warm, and I start realize, oh, okay, I got some friends help me out, and Jim Harker always told me, oh, come to LA, there's a lot of beautiful girls, a lot. I said, really? Because you are only 20s, early 20s, then you have a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different things. Unfortunately, I didn't pass my English test. So that's kind of happening. A lot of athletes, they always want to play ball. They don't study hard enough. I think if I regret, I should learn more before I go there.
But you were all right. You went to Utah.
Well, that's a different story. In UCLA, around California, because I couldn't pass the test, I had to go to study English for the first beginning year, and I don't have a lot of money. I can work outside campus. So in California, the junior college, which is they don't offer scholarship or free tuition. Well, I want to continue play basketball. Then Jim Harger said, oh, okay, maybe you should go to a different place. He got a couple of friends coaching in the Utah junior college. They offer you scholarship or they offer you different, the package. So that's why I transferred from UCLA to Utah Valley State College. That become a 4-year college already right now. Back then, it's a 2-year junior college. I complete all my courses. Since I played junior college 1 year, I have a 19 school offer me full scholarship as well. Because it's basketball.
But okay, so then when you were in Utah, were you the only Chinese man there? You were certainly the only Chinese tall man like yourself there. So how did people treat you?
In Utah, it's very special. I didn't know where the Utah special when I get in landing, to Utah. I look at the Salt Lake. God, they're even worse than LA. It's nothing there because it's, the lake is just all the salt, no plants, all white. Then, then I said, oh, because it's like I remember it's like 5, 6 o'clock at night. When I get there, it's like end of September. So I don't know where I'm going, but coach picked him up. Utah Valley State, head coach picked him up. Then I stay at his house the one night, and the next day it's Sunday. So he took me to the church. Because in Utah, there's a lot of Mormons live in the area. He said, do you mind go to church? I said, no, I don't. So I went to church. I don't even know what they're talking about. And I look at all the people just kind of pray, sing the song in the church. I didn't realize what the Mormons look like. I never heard about Mormon before I went there. So that's kind of how I start living in Utah life. Yeah, that's kind of incredible. But my personality is like that. If something I never been through, or I never try, or before even I don't know what kind of should be, I don't want to say no. I want to learn. I want to know it. Because I was only 22, 23 years old. I have nothing to lose. I just want to teach, to see more different things I don't know.
That's really interesting. I mean, how did you feel about Utah then? And what did you like? What did you not like?
I think that living in Utah, It was a shock to me because I went to school. I look in, a couple white people there. They start speaking Chinese. I said, wow, why are they learning Chinese? Then after I know, they're missionaries. They went to Taiwan, went to Singapore, went to different areas to pick up Chinese. They always say hello to me. I look at the Utah, people are so friendly here and so safe. Then, just sometimes I don't get used to it. Just on Sunday, a lot of restaurants closed because they went to church. That's kind of make me very culture shock. And in China, the shop never close. They try to make 24 hours of work every day. They try to make more money. But in Utah, people, they're so humble and so friendly. And also they're kind of, they respect me all the time, especially when I play basketball. I remember on Monday, that Sunday I went to church on Monday, coach took me to the gym. We started to pick up. He never seen me play. He just heard from Jim Harrick. So we play on the basketball court. He started to talk to me and say, can you jump? He was really slow, talk to me slow, but he heard I played Olympics. When you play Olympics, if a UCLA recruit, it must be something really good. Then he said, can you jump? Then before the practice, I said, that much. He looked at me, he was kind of nervous. Oh, I got some players I don't even know. He can only jump that high. Then when we started the pickup game, I was kind of one fast break. I was kind of jump over the guy. I saw a lot of players from the bench just started standing up. Whoa! So that's kind of why I think the basketball is the best language to communicate with people, to get in the society, to get into anywhere. Sports is the best vehicle to get in anywhere quick.
What if the other players ask you? What do they want to know about you? Because you were probably the first Chinese basketball player they met.
Oh yeah, it is. And when we start even pickup game, the American basketball and Chinese basketball is totally different. In the American, they have a horse, they have 5-on-5 pickup games, and they give you the ball, you need to check. In China, we don't know all the tricks. They give you the ball, you have to give them back, check. When the first time, when they check, I need to give them back to the ball, then I can start to play game. That means that are you ready or something. But first time when I catch the ball, they don't play defense on me. They thought, I need to check again. Then I start shooting threes. I make three, people look at me, God, give me again, I should make three again. That's how I get in learning, used to the American the system.
I read that you were not the first Chinese basketball player, but the first real athlete, a person who was not just tall, but really could move. Do you think you opened the door for other players who came after you?
Truly, I do think I was the first Chinese basketball player make the trip to U.S. Before me, that was Song Tao. He got a draft from Atlanta Hawks, but the third round draft. Back then, NBA have a 3-round draft. I remember he's probably number 67, but he hurt his knee. He couldn't make the trip. I was the first Chinese to, open the door. Even I didn't get a basketball association proof, but I would just kind of try hard. I want to go because before Olympics, I played Olympics. I played the World Championship. I won all the Asian, the championships. I thought, I need to improve myself. I need to get in better, higher level because I think I'm a very good athlete. I can run, I can jump. I play shooting guard, I can play small forward. I even play, like a point guard. I got good ball handling, and I'm 2'6'7" tall. I look in the TV, I can compete with American players. Why not? But I just don't know. I'm a truly basketball player. I want to reach the highest level I could. Why won't you hold me? They always say, you need to play service for the country. I said, I play better basketball. I can serve better, for our country. That's kind of there's a lot of mentality conflicts. I was too young. I didn't know the system, how the Ministry of Sports is running. I still don't understand sometimes, but I do want to try to reach highest I could to hopping, basketball level. And also, I didn't realize, back then, I don't even think about how I'm famous, how I make money. I just want to play better basketball, get an education. That's the two goals, why I went to the States.
When did that change? When did other people in basketball, people in charge, understand that a Chinese player going abroad, going to the NBA, going to the NCAA was good for China?
I think that probably is after Yao Ming situation. Before that was Wang Zhizhi. But Wang Zhizhi, it's totally different. I was the person who went to the college. Wang Zhizhi, Yao Ming, Barter, and those guys, they are straight play the professional level. Okay, we're different. They never been to the college in the U.S. In the U.S., education, playing NCAA, it's very important to understand American history, understand American truly life. You touch the community, you're touching all the funds, you are getting an education, and just like you go to U.S., if you just play professional, of course, it's a lot of money and a lot of exposure, a lot of endorsement. You live in different levels of life. But the college, especially if you go there for high school, college, you make your thinking differently. That's why I think sometimes it's not your ability or potential change your life, it's your education change your life as well. So you can be a top athlete, but if you're missing school or missing the college life, your life is totally different. That's kind of why I look at myself. I think especially when you're getting older, I'm 56 years old right now, I think I'm truly working. It's kind of right now, I'm still doing something. It's education. It's not just basketball. So life, it is possible to make your life differently, but education truly make your life better.
You mentioned college life just now. That was also something that impacted me a lot. It wasn't just the stuff that you go to college to learn, it's also the things you never thought of that you just accidentally discover and learn. Do you remember moments where you think like, oh, this changed me for my character, my life?
Getting the school, it's not just learning language. You have to pick up your major. Back then, I look into my future, I do know basketball is just a tool. It's just a vehicle. How I make my life better, I need to learn something different. Then I pick up in the business area because I do know if you want to study law or doctor, they all have a good future, but it's very difficult for me. Business is probably the easiest way to pick up. If you know good math, you know the numbers, and then you make a logically thinking, and also you teaching. Then I really like American college. They give you a lot of useful education too, like personal finance. I never thought about how to learning finance, personal finance. How do you take care of your balance, take care of your income? How do you pay the rent for the house? How much you spend? Then in China, still until now, the college don't teach you that. Then after I learned that, I truly think about life need to get real. You live in the U.S. It doesn't matter if you live in the U.S. anywhere else. You still need how to count your balance, count your financial balance. So that's kind of why I think the education went to the college, the atmosphere, how the American life system, and even basketball. You look at all the basketball players. Some basketball make a lot of top salary. The next year they feel bankruptcy. And I'm not saying making money is a bad thing, but making money, how to, to using the right way, how to balance your life, it should be a good for everybody. That's kind of why I think education truly changed my life.
So one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is playing in college. You played with American athletes mostly. Probably most of them had never met somebody like you, but also suddenly you were different. In China, you are an athlete. You are a Banditiren, right? A local. In America, you're a Chinese athlete. You're a Whitey-ren. Do they treat you differently?
Of course, if you look in my color, my looks, and the different language, and also different lives, the style, totally different. But in China we say 入乡随俗. When you get there, you have to get used to American life, American basketball life. For example, when we team getting let's say we need to get in an elevator, go back to the room, we play elevator game. That means if you go there, everybody getting on the elevator, you have to hold your hair. Some players just start.
Oh, wow.
And first of all, I always try to scare all my teammates, try to just keep funny joke with them. They say, I know Chinese Kung Fu, don't play with me. I will go to kick your ass. And one time, you probably know Keith Van Hort, one of the top draft players for my teammates. He forgot when we get in the elevator, he heard me. So I turn around, I hold his neck, lift him up. Then all my teammates look at it, wow, don't talk to Ma Jian, don't joke with him, he's serious. Because I was really strong. Not too many Chinese, honestly, I am good athletes. I'm very strong, I'm very fast. I probably one of the strongest player on my team. And I even get an offer from my football team coaches. They said, Ma Jian, you want to play football? You can play tie-in, and I can run. I run 100 meters like 11.3 seconds, so that's kind of why. But after that situation with the jokes, I get used to I had to play with my teammates. Like when we in the airport, we're waiting all our luggage come out. We always sort of $10. Whose luggage come out? Who took the $10? That's yours. And after I get used to life, I think it's easier. And but it's life side. It's very easy. You just need to get in the flow. On the court, the first year and second year is the most hard time for me.
Why?
In the U.S., when we get on the court, especially our coach, Rick Majerus, is one of the top legend coach in the nation. He's still holding winning percentage number 4 in the NCAA history. And he asking all the details I never saw even on the national team here. And like when we run the court, and when we should call the plays, which side we should run, where we should stop. And when we set up a screen, and which angle we should set up, where we should stay on the line, or have to be inside the line. 3-point line, where we should get in our position, how we look at the ball, how we get in our body position or turn around, how we look at our teammates, especially most different, it's about the talk. In the US, when you get in the court, you need to talk to your teammates, send the message where you want to play, which place you want to play. It should be very loud. You can call them and say, hey, pick left, pick right. But in China, because of our culture, it's not just basketball, it's culture. They're very quiet. So that's kind of why American basketball, you seem like the same size, the court, same height, the ring. But basketball completely different. From the language, from the practice, from all the details, then how to using the spacing, it's totally different. So that's kind of why if you are foreigners, especially like Chinese, that kind of Asian cultures, you need to go there at least 2 to 3 years getting used to not just lifestyle, it's getting used to on the court, practice your habit. That's kind of why after 2 years, because I stayed junior college for 1 year, then after 2 years, it's complete. I think I'm getting old to try for the NBA. And that's kind of why when I look at all the young Chinese players go there, and some people ask my opinion, what do you think, what's age if you want to play better basketball, what age you should think to go to US? I said, you should go there 15, 16 years old. You need 1 or 2 years to pick up language. If you're lucky, meet a good coach. Not every American coach is good enough. There's some good coach, some shitty coach. That's anywhere, just like the world. And if you're lucky, get a good coach, you need to learn in American basketball system at least need 2 to 3 years. So the time when you get in college, if you think you can play professional, then you need to go there early as you can. Language, culture shock, practice training styles differently. You need 2 to 3 years. So that's kind of why that kind of experience, not too many people know it. They think they just can go there, play ball. What you think about it? It's difficult. You want to play professional, you want to make $1 million, you need to prepare at least 5, 6 years ago. So that's kind of why I'm learning so much from the different area, from different culture, from different style of basketball. And that's kind of why, until now, I still thinking I'm the best, the person to talk to people how they're getting used to. If you want to go higher level, play ball or education, I think I'm the best person you should ask him for.
When you moved over there, suddenly you had no friends. You had to make all new friends. How did you do that?
I think for athletes, it's easy to meet all the friends. Just like my first time, I went to my math class 101. We got over 300 students in the one classroom. Because Utah TV wanted to do the exposure for me as the first Chinese playing the college, they shoot a camera just like this. In front of the class, I walk in, I do know it's for me, but I just can't pretend it's in the class. I don't want to make myself as special or different. I'm not a star. I just want to be a regular one of the students. I sit in behind. And when all the students ready to get the class start, the teacher walked in, and he was kind of start doing the dance. Okay, everybody, don't even think it's shooting for you. That's for the Chinese kids. That's over 300 students. They all look at me. Oh, okay, that's for him. What's he special? He's a basketball player. So you think about it. That's easy. Basketball is easy to make a friend. It's easy make you in the campus. Because I am a little bit special, because I'm 6'7", I'm Chinese. And the Utah, 99% colors are white because of religions. Not too many other people want to go there because it's really hard religion. I'm not care about religion. I live there, I feel comfortable, I feel safe. And also the school really take care of me because they said if you need a tutor, if you need a language, if you need anything, let me know. So that's kind of why I think basketball make my life easier and better.
That's really interesting because we talked to quite a few people who moved in those early years after the opening to China, and a lot of them were talking about how difficult it was for them to make friends here to start because they were the only ones who looked like them. And it's great to hear that you had a little bit of an easier time.
I think that question, people ask me from differently. They say, "Oh, do you think American people respect you?"
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because Chinese people ask me, "Do you think Americans really respect the Chinese?" Then I told them, I said, "I don't have any problems, difficult time." I said, first of all, if you respect yourself, then everybody will respect you. So that's kind of why when I get in court, first of all, I went to Utah. I need keeping my salary or some work. First month I went to Utah State College, I even work in the restaurant behind the kitchen. I make the pizza for people. Then because in China it's kind of inexpensive, I burn my silk clothes, put on, work in the back of the kitchen, make the pizza, and all the chef come to me. Oh, you wear silk. To work. I know China is like a 20 kuai or 30 kuai for one shirt. And also, they all older than me. Then after they look at me, they know, wow, their kids play Olympics. They always take care of me. So they make all the different food. They burn to me, say, hey, taste this, try this. Then I feel life is so good. Then after I only work for the kitchen for 1 month, then I quit. I look at my paycheck. Only $300. So I had to study because I had to work for at least 4 hours per day. I don't have time practice. That's why I started, quit doing the job and focus on the study and focus on the basketball. But it's a great experience,
We should actually talk about food because sometimes what I hear when young Chinese people go abroad to the West, they realize, oh my God, they cook with so much salt. It's so different from Chinese food that they get an upset stomach. For an athlete, nutrition is super important. How was it for you in those days?
I think that it just depends on the personality or the DNA. I like steak. I like beef because I need that nutrition. And also, I like vegetable as well. And the other reason I like Utah, because the religions, I never drink. I don't like the alcohol. I don't smoke. And then people say, Ma Jian, you're very 自律. Oh, you're very, just like control yourself. I said, no, it's just whatever good for my body. I just, I had the cardio. I want to play professional. I have to do that. I go to gym every day. I training every day. I think for people talking about the food, come on, you're in the U.S. You can pick up Asian food, Japanese cuisine, American cuisine. Decide. Don't even make it. That's not a big deal. Whatever you can buy groceries, make it home. I don't think the food is the issue to me. I don't even think the language should be the issue. Depends. Do you have your target? Do you have your dream? Do you have something you want to chase? That's kind of why I like the way even the U.S. because they're always moving. They always kind of looking target to getting yourself to hit your target. And also, they give you a lot of space in, the other choose. It's up to yourself. Do you want to hit the target?
What was the hardest day for you?
Oh, first of all, I still think it's just learning, getting. The hardest part is just timing. I don't have enough time. I should have gone there when I was 18 years old, not when I was 22. That 4 years make it totally different. After I even talked to Jim Harrick, he said, Ma Jian, if you come to UCLA when you're 18 years old, I guarantee you can play the NBA. Not the first 5 players, but at least you can get number 6, 7, or 8 positions in some teams. Because he said, we know you can play. You are good athletes. But timing is the most difficult. But when you get in 22, right now, this period of time, if you are 22 playing NBA, they all think you're too old.
And you didn't have a teacher in China who had already gone the path that you had gone, so you had to figure everything out as you were going along.
Oh yeah, that's kind of most of the other difficult things. In the US, you have to make your own decision. In China, if you are playing the national team, you have doctors, you have the coaches, you have managers. They want to just play ball. And whatever, they are going to take care of these things. But in the US college, no, you have to take care of yourself. You need to ask him, where's a restaurant? Where's my, like a school? Where's my room? And whatever, you have to ask him. Because people always keeping themselves busy, take care of their own stuff. If you need help, they're willing to help, but they just don't know. They're not asking, do you need help all the time? They just say, if you need help, you come ask me because we don't want to bother you. That's what makes the culture is different, lifestyle is different.
How did you solve that? How did you figure out when to ask and when you have to figure something out by yourself?
First of all, I don't even have a driver license. I just walk and ask my teammates, could you give me a ride or something? And yeah, so that's kind of, for the beginning, that's like I said, the first 1 or 2 years will be most difficult time to getting used to in Utah life or American life. You need to know how to driving. You need to know how to take care of yourself. You need to know when, where you should go to do, because they all have the routine or circle when the season starts, when you need to go to school. And now if you, academically, if you need to find out which courses you need to call the supervisor. So they all be there, but you have to make you first to do the work.
Well, I didn't know you didn't have a driver's license. Of course you didn't have one. You had to buy a car. You earned, you said $300, making the pizza. How did you buy a car? How did you get that?
I don't have a car until after 2 years. I started to play ball. I have some bonuses from different friends' support. Then I had to look in, American second-hand cars, cheap, only $3,000 or $5,000. I had to figure out my size, which kind of car I can drive.
Well, then also you had to figure out how to get insurance, how to pay for things, how to get, the little sticker on the license plate, all those kind of things. You must have made so many mistakes and had to ask for forgiveness so many times. Like, what was that like?
If you're now looking back, it's a great, you're learning so much from all the details. I always kind of tell myself, Ma Jian, you truly live in American for 4 years college life. It's a great life experience until now. I forgot all the details. I forgot all the difficult time. I just enjoy my life. I don't mind. I never bothers me the small things. If you don't know, you're learning once, you get it.
Do you remember your very first trip internationally?
You mean?
In life?
In life.
Was it to Barcelona?
No, I was only 16 years old. I represent the China junior national team, played the Asian Junior Championship in the Philippines. We won the championship.
What was it like for you to travel internationally for the very first time?
Well, in Manila, it's very hot. And also, in 1986, that was my first time, went to Philippines to play the junior national team. Back then, every trip we get out China, our government gave us $30 for spending money. That's it. I only have $13 in my pocket in 1986. Of course, team take care of the hotels, the food, everything. And I didn't spend anything. And I was just looking around, first, probably, if I looked at my picture back then, I was really funny, like a goofy guy. And in the Philippines back then, I think it's really, make us, different language, 5-star hotels, food is all the buffet. And I think my life better than most Chinese 16 years old kids back then. Yeah, and we see the whole world. I think basketball truly make me thinking differently, get education, travel half the earth. I'm so lucky for this age.
And nowadays, you are the teacher. You teach basketball camps for young people. Do young people still dream of going to America playing for the NBA, or have the dreams changed?
Because we have over millions, 100 million kids like play basketball. I don't know all the kids really want to play the high levels. Even our CBA players, some players, they don't even think about playing NBA because of different age, different thinking. Maybe sometimes they make a high salary when they're 23, 24. They look in themselves. They already know they couldn't play the high level. They just stop chasing. They just want to make something happen. I wish all the kids look in basketball as a special sports vehicle to get in, not just play professional. I wish most Chinese people or parents start realize basketball could get you education, could you get you in a better school. I think that if you have that mentality, China basketball will be very healthy to growing. Only 0.001% maybe can make the professional league. Basketball is not about the life. Basketball is just a tool, it's just a vehicle. I using basketball to get a better education, to see the world, but I'm a lucky one. I'm a 2 meter tall. I'm a great athlete. I have the ability to get it. But do people look at Ma Jian? Do we have the Ma Jian ability to do that? If you don't, please stay in school, study, play basketball to get a better school. I wish China have a better system for education, not just basketball.
Do you think that the education system here is changing when it comes to basketball, making such things possible?
I'm sure they're changing, but as a parent, as the formal athletes, as the formal students and athletes, I wish we can change it quicker and better. Every year, there's a million students getting to school, and basketball is the requirement class. If you are becoming a requirement class, can you get a better education using basketball? Play basketball is your best friend. Using basketball to get a better education, that's what I want our system change quicker, moving faster, not just talk.
Yeah. Now, basketball has changed your life, has influenced your life, has brought you abroad, but you also met your wife abroad. And how did that happen? Tell me about that.
Well, when you're 20s, you have a lot of energy, and you work. I was joking with the people. I said, I'm probably one of the most famous Asian in Utah. And back then, Utah is nearly under 3 million people there. One time, I did a coach show with Rick Majers on the Utah TV, and another son, Rick turned around and asked me, "Hey, Ma Jian, why you want to learn it in American? Tell me, what kind of you think? How you trying to think about living American?" That was a joke with him on the show. I said, okay, in China thinking, we eat Chinese, live American, and marry Japanese. Because my ex-wife, she is American Japanese. Then after the show, I went back to school. My classmates, my ex-wife, she's a Japanese. And then after we started dating, her parents still remember the show, make a joke with me. I said, you got everything right now. Live American is different, but when you're 20s, it's very quick and easy enjoying getting into the life. But depends on your personality. Some people, never get used to the American, style life. Well, just like you're in the US, might just enjoy it.
Tell me about when you guys decided to start dating, to get married. What did her parents say? What did your parents say? Because it was special at that time.
Well, if you're looking at my personality, I don't need to ask my parents to prove. I'm 25, I'm 26. I can make myself, decisions. And especially she's American. And if we fall in love, we fall in love, right? Well, I think life should be like this. Not just me, I think everybody should like this. Enjoy the time and have a great time.
There's so much more that we should talk about. One of the things that I want to go to is, you were a commentator at the Olympics in 2008. How does something like that happen? Did you just randomly get a phone call one day?
Actually, I started in 1995. In years 2008, I was just broadcasting manager for Wukesong Stadium. I started in 1995 with the Star Sports. You look at it back then, I've been doing the commentator work for 30 years. That's why a lot of Chinese basketball still recognize me, because I get exposure every year, almost like at least 50, 60 games per season on the air. And I truly think our Chinese basketball fan loves me because I do know basketball. I don't know how to explain the game situation. My style, I always give the courses. I say that 越专业越娱乐. If you are truly a professional, you are real entertaining for people. The reason, a lot of people watching basketball, or they thinking they know basketball, they talking the past, like they always read the stats, read the numbers. Everybody, if you're watching basketball, they can do that. But a truly professional commentator is not read the past. You give the ongoing situation. You read the next place what's going to play. That's why the commentator work, for me, it's a leading function to watching the game, see where the ball move to the next position. Not just, are we talking the past? That's kind of why I think Chinese basketball fans like that style. Just like Americans, they want to watch in the next step.
I agree. I think it's very interesting. Why don't we talk a little bit about the end of the college days? You did the NBA tryouts, I think with the Phoenix Suns, you did with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Tell me, how was that?
In the college, because I still learn how to play professional level ball, my college coach, Rick Majerus, he's getting frustrated. He's a Ma Jian's great athlete. I only played 2 years for Utah. It's not enough time. Then he said, Ma Jian, I'm frustrated. I need a team win. I can't just let you get on the court, just practice or learning. Learning, it's not on the real game, the period time. We need to win the game. That's why I didn't get enough time to play when my senior year in the college. Then after, I still have a very strong the dream. I want to play professional level. Then I talked to Deng Xiaoping Jr., he used to be the coach of the Phoenix. He said, Ma Jian, we fly you in. You can travel with the Phoenix. I stayed with Deng Xiaoping Jr.'s house. He took me, he rode the Harley Davidson and to the practice, to the gym. Then back then, Phoenix Suns a very good team. Charles Barkley on the team, Darren Martin on the team. They went to NBA Finals. Then I tried out very hard. They said, oh, you're good. Then Coach Paul Wesley said, hey, I offer you a training camp, but our team have a 12 guaranteed contract. I can't guarantee you on the contract because we have enough spot already. And I played very good in summer league with the Phoenix. Then he said, Clippers have an 11 guaranteed contract. We sent you a video tape there. They might like you. They called the coach. The coach looked at video tape, and I said, sure, I think the kid is really good. And it used to be the Clipper coach is Bill Fitch. And he said, come in. We short one spot. Then I tried with the Clippers, 1995. They offered me, they said, hey, we offer you play the whole preseason and until the end. Meaning you can stay there whole preseason. If you're good enough, we have one spot for you. And before Ojan Bela was a general manager, he signed me 2 years deal. So he said, we're going to play the training camp. If we don't cut you, you're automatically on the contract. So after, unfortunately, they do have 5 players on my same spot. And also back then, I didn't get enough exposure. My skill level, I think, is very good enough. It just need you need a good agent. I don't even have an agent. In the play NBA, you need to have a good agent. You need to have a solid plan. You need an exposure. Even though a lot of Chinese fans, they know I can burn a lot of fans in the gym. Back then, their whole home court in the USC Sports Arena in the downtown area. One time we played preseason, 8,000 Chinese fans come to the gym. And even the waitress look at it, they said, what's happening today? There's all Chinese here. So I was kind of getting really popped out. I thought that my skill was good enough, but unfortunately, in 1995, the China market is not ready for this. And also, I needed working harder as myself. I needed getting into the team. And also, I think that back then, the owner, Sterling,
Big
not
reputation,
ready.
yeah.
Not even ready. He's have a that kind of racial things problem, and I don't know the truly situation, but it's unfortunate I didn't make the team, but I'm the last one to get cut. But there's already, as a first Chinese to make a China history, getting trial, play on the court. I played 2 preseasons with our Clippers, and also 1998, I had a 10-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks as well. That was the first Chinese getting truly a 10-day contract for the Dallas. And also Danielson was assistant coach there. He even sent me a fax. Back then, we don't have an email. We don't have internet. He sent me a fax. He said, Ma Jian, we got you Northwest first class. You come in on Wednesday, and on Friday, you play against Michael Jordan. He's on the fax. He wrote on the fax. Then the team won't release me here. The CBA won't release me here. That's kind of why I missed the opportunity become first Chinese play the regular season.
You mean the Chinese Basketball Association wouldn't release you?
No.
Why? Why are they not happy?
Why you ask me? You should ask them. If you look in the now situation, China do change a lot.
Yes.
You look in the Japanese basketball association, they support their players, even they pay them go to play in the NBA, because they know those players can really take in the country basketballs off. They can make a really good exposure, make a lot of young kids to learn. Back then, I don't know what's wrong with their head.
But see, this is the thing. Basketball is a team sport. And I would expect that people on your team, meaning being Chinese basketball players and executives, would support you, would be like...
Well, just you're thinking. That's what you're thinking. I tried to play the 96 Olympics in Atlanta. I was in the US already almost 4 years. Then in the summer, I coming back. I tried to talk to coaches. I said, can I get them back to the national team? And the coach, which is now it's a Gong Luming, he is right now the women national team coach. He said, I have no problem. If, I can get you a trial. I don't know your level. I just don't know. You don't know my level. I played the top college there. I can, you see my action. I can be anybody on the team. If all of our players thinking like just you asking me, China basketball will be improved so quick. And just like you said, basketball is a team sport. Then all my used teammates were thinking, the Chinese mentality were thinking, why Ma Jian so special? Why he get an full scholarship, leave the American, play ball? Why he thinking he coming back, he should just come back? If we come back, our teams one person will be dropped off the team.
So you think it's jealousy?
Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's just, it's Chinese mentality thinking.
The tall grass gets cut down.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I look at that situation. I said, is this culture? Or is it jealousy? Or is something else?
Here's my next question then. Is it changing?
I truly believe it's changing, but changing for mentality or system, or it's just a couple persons changed, not in the position. I think I don't mind it's American culture or Chinese culture. I think it's a people mentality need to be opened up, need to be thinking large, or need to thinking about what's good for China basketball. If people thinking that direction, Ma Jian will be great hero again.
In the later years after you had come back, American players started coming here. How do you feel about that?
I was the first Chinese. I think I was the first athlete, born American player coming in too. Back to Beijing capital team, Shougang. The Beijing have a Beijing Ducks. Used to be the year I played in 96 to 97 season, and the Beijing Ducks almost dropped to the second round. Then they looked at me. The head coach was my, the junior national team coach. He treated me very well. He was kind of called me up. He said, Ma Jian, I need your help. You look at the situation. We need you, or we can bring 2 American or 2 foreign players coming in to play with you to helping us move to level 1. I said sure, and Shougang Unions, the chairman went to my house. He said, our head coach last name is Ma as well. He said, Coach Ma never asked any players to helping Beijing Ducks. He said, you're the one. He trusts you. And he offered me a deal. Back then, he offered me, he said, in 1997, he said, we have 10 games left. There's $500,000 RMB. Negotiate. Please keep it confidential. That was 30 years ago. And I said, sure. Then I truly helped him to keep in the Division 1. And after the couple of teammates, 20 years ago, just a few years ago, they look at me and say, hey, Mr. Ma, I didn't know you 10 games, you make $500,000 RMB. I was only making 600 RMB per month. I said, if I didn't know you make that much money, I would kill you. But I had my best period time,
But see, this is really why I was also so surprised that you didn't get the full support and endorsement that I think you deserved when you got the chance to go to America, because this was also the time when many Chinese college students would go to America to learn, to become experts, to come back and to help China, to help Chinese companies, help the government to bring China to the next level. This was a time of big growth, of fast growth, and getting the expertise. And that's exactly what you were getting over there.
I think right now the mentality is different. The whole world is different. You have to look at this basketball. China opened up, and not just for economy. It's for culture. It's for education. It's for technology. It's for everything. China really needed to into the whole world, the fast-growing piece. If you're just still close the door, they can't change. That's why I think sports is not a major. This is a very major culture, but it's not an economy. They don't think it's part of economy yet. But I don't think it's ourselves, our basketball association want to open. It's about the pressure from the whole world. I think especially in the sports in the region, Olympics hosting in China, World Cup hosting in China, and the whole world, the whole basketball association, FIBA, FIFA, and the Olympic Committee, they all want China to open up because it's good for China. China need to open up more. That's why I don't think it's ourselves really want to open, because China realize if we don't open, the whole world will left us behind. That's kind of why they are coming from the pressure from the world. They coming pressure from people who love sports. They come the pressure from an industry. We need to sell more clothing. We need our business growing. We need using the sports a vehicle to shaking. We need our soccer team play better ball. We need our basketball have a Ma Jian, have a Yao Ming to really exposure. Then make the whole economy pumped up.
I have to ask you one more question about America.
Well,
which car did you choose?
I bought a Mercedes in 1997 when I was in the college.
I didn't know you were 有钱的人.
ML, that's the first time ML 320, the SUV.
Yeah.
The first, time come out, I bought this. I drove to the college. I got a lot of attention.
Yeah, but that's a car that you can fit in. That actually worked out.
Yeah, but my life is good and very, I think I'm enjoying very much. I don't want to compare with nobody. I think the most important things, I'm healthy, and I still have the dream. Treasure chasing. I want to helping people. Making money is just one issue. I want to business healthy growing to have people who need more education, more opportunities. That's why right now the technology, internet, online, all the tools is ready. And I'm continue truly believe if you want something, you need to give something first. And also you gotta be good. And that's why I really appreciate I learning from my college, from Utah, from a coach. I really appreciate Jim Hark, those guys, who gave me the opportunity into the US. I think I learning so much, just like I said, same sized court, but the way to play ball, the way to think in basketball is totally different. I hope China can really deeply down to think about it, how we learning truly world-leading basketball style.
And that is my last question for you. You said when you grew up, when you started, Chinese basketball was very different style than American basketball. Now we're all connected. Now we're all watching the same games. Everybody's on the internet. Is Chinese basketball style still different, or is it now more similar?
They're improved a lot, but still, if you look in our school level or local level, they're so far behind.
Oh.
But they like to play. They enjoy to play, and they have a lot of passion. But doesn't mean you got a passion, you want to play. You can understand the basketball. I hope it's a more teaching, not just passion. Teaching, details, and the love can really, really, truly take off your basketball level.
It really sounds like there were a lot of people who really cared about you, that you met along the way, who saw themselves in you.
I think until now, the way I'm thinking, beside my parents, I think there's two coaches it's always pushing in my lifetime. One is Jim Hark gave me the opportunity, scholarship, offered me a full scholarship. And two, Rick Ma Jian, even though he passed away, he really hard on me. We joke about it, he hard on me, but I truly learning the high level of basketball mentality, how to play. And third person, I really like to push it. Don Nelson Jr. gave me the opportunity for trial for the NBA. So that's kind of why my basketball need to have a good teachers, good leaders. I really appreciate that all my friends who really close like this to me understood Ma Jian's heart. It's a very basketball. It's a very truly, deeply want my friends getting better lifestyle. And basketball can really change people's lifestyle. Basketball not just play, not just sweating. It's getting education. It's understand the life. If you have the opportunity to see the world, will make your life different.